4.3 to go. Thompson on Brown, into the lane, got the shot. Oh! 0.7 to go. Thompson gives the Rockets the lead.
Are you kidding me?
Richard! Oh, the Rockets win the game.
Give the ball right back. You love that. From Ime Udoka, he gave up the bucket. Give it back to him.
114, 112. Another Dragon has been slain.
Rockets launch. Oh wait, is it Goon?
I can't remember.
I think it's Goon when they get in squabs with people.
Okay.
All right,
Goon
okay,
when they
okay.
fight, launch when they
When they
like
do
them
good
and Thompson
things?
take over the league. Yeah.
Yeah. Try again.
Rockets launch. There was a little Goonin in that game, though. Did you see Dylan Brooks?
A little bit.
See Dylan Brooks?
Oh,
The 10 threes, the flop where then he started gyrating with his pelvis towards the heavens. But we got to talk about the biggest thing that happened in last night's game. I'm going to apologize for something that I'm about to do here. Houston, we have a star. I am officially declaring Amen Thompson a star. The Houston Rockets finally have a star. I know we all thought it might be Jalen Green. And shout out to Jalen Green playing with a Pirates patch on his eye for the last couple minutes of that game. We thought it might be Alperen Şengün. It's Thompson. He had a triple-double over the weekend against the Cavaliers, who have 7 losses this year against teams not named the Rockets. And from start to finish last night, I have never seen a young player belong more against the defending champs of all teams. And yeah, the Celtics are missing a couple of guys. Holy smokes. Start to finish, Amen Thompson last night, I think, is officially a star. Never can go back to the bench again. Ever. That was one of the most incredible performances I've seen by a young player against arguably the league's best team. I've never seen a guy that tall, that fast.
It's incredible. The only time Amen Thompson should ever come off the bench ever again is at All-Star games. It's the only time. If the fans don't vote him into the starting lineup, it's the only time he should come off the bench ever again. He's a starter. He's the guy for the Houston Rockets. And look, Tatum was out there, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday. They had their 4 best players. So even though, I guess they're missing some guys, but whatever. The core group of the Celtics is out there. He plays over 40 minutes every night. He plays with the same intensity from the moment the whistle blows to the final buzzer. He is all over the place, offensively, defensively. He moves when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. He's everything you want a basketball player to be, and he spits in the face of the modern NBA, and I think that's why I love him. I think that he only took 2 threes in last night's game is part of the reason why it's just astonishing how good he really is and how quickly he has elevated his game. I mean, we saw flashes last year, and this year started good. But what he's done since he moved into the starting lineup, yeah, I'm fine with star.
Has it even been a month?
Maybe was it December when Jabari? I don't remember when Jabari got hurt.
I think it was before the Celtics game where he injured his he got injured during shoot around.
Yeah, it was early January.
I mean,
it's been 20-something days.
Yeah, but they've been the best team in the league basically since he joined the starting lineup. They've beaten the best teams. Yeah, they lost to the Pistons, whatever. Those games are going to happen. But when it matters most, they're beating these good teams, and it's largely in part because of him. He is the reason why this thing is working so well that you can have Jalen being bad on a night. You can have Alpi being bad because Amen Thompson, is the consistency that you need. He's the guy for the Houston Rockets now.
It started off for me where this is the guy that you want everybody on the team to be like when I first saw Thompson in the starting lineup. And you've seen glimpses, of course, just because of his freakish athleticism, which I would argue, just given his frame, is the best in the league. But when you're going on the road at a place that actually is loud as far as basketball arenas go, when we're talking about January basketball, to go there and to do that and to challenge Jason Tatum and to be taking it to him, and same with Jaylen Brown and flying all over the place and creating havoc. I'm blown away by what I saw last night. And I say that as somebody who is a Celtics fan who's a little bit concerned about how the Rockets played against them, because they looked faster and more athletic and like they gave a damn more. Whether it was Dylan Brooks, who again played the game of his life, so maybe that's what I put in the back pocket as a Celtics fan looking at that one. But holy smokes. I mean, I'm wearing a Rocket shirt today. Should be proud of this team, but really proud of Thompson, who is a star and finally hit a game-winning shot at the end. This is after the game, Vanessa Richardson catching up with Thompson and a potty mouth Dylan the Villain Brooks.
How would you describe the feeling as that shot left your hands and you knew you guys had it?
That felt great. I knew that was going in. I knew this in our breath. That's my first game winner. I feel like Kobe.
It's his first game winner in the NBA. He brought up after the game that he'd hit a game winner in the G League, and somebody in the background said, "That don't count."
It don't count. High school games count more than overtime elite. It's a fake basketball
High
league.
School games, that's
Overtime elite. Those guys
overstated.
they're not even NBA. Like there's only like 3 NBA guys from overtime elite, and it's Amen, Asar, and probably one other guy.
It's better than high
It's
school.
like fake G League even.
But it's better than high school.
I mean, yes,
It's
but
definitely better than high school. I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, take everything with a grain of salt. And look, I don't know how many of these he's going to have over the course of his career, given where the NBA's gone and the fact that he does not really have a consistent shot yet. But multiple times in the last minute of that crazy, awesome 114-112 win over the Celtics, down the stretch, he had beautiful touch in the lane, in the paint, and considering his size, I mean, it's very strange to think of him as a type of post presence. Not like he's putting his back to anybody or anything like that, but he's got really good touch underneath the hoop when he needs to. And twice down the stretch in a back and forth game with the defending champions, he made things happen. Also, there's a beautiful inbound play to Alperen Şengün for a dunk with about 10 seconds left to go or so.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a really impressive performance last night by the Rockets, 114-112. And I think Thompson's a star. You think that's wrong? You're wrong. Okay?
I'm with you.
A star is born.
And he's the best player, and he's the most important player on the Rockets now and going forward. It's not Alpy, it's not Jalen Green. It's just not. Jalen Green's not consistent enough. Thompson, because what makes Thompson a star is that he doesn't have to score 30 points in a basketball game to impact it in all 42 minutes that he plays.
Good
He
point.
can score 8 points, but he might get you 18 rebounds and he might get you 8 assists. And he's also going to play just elite level defense in the game. And also what's impressive too, I think, which is maybe the most surprising part of this, is we see guys coming in the NBA all the time who are good defenders. But a lot of times what we see is they really struggle to stay on the court because of foul trouble. He completely avoids that too.
I can't believe he only had 2 fouls last night, because in a game where
Yeah.
I think Jason Tatum didn't have a point in the first half. I mean, to look at the numbers for Tatum and then look at the stats for Thompson, and it's only 2 that we're talking about for a home game for Boston. That's something else too. Good observation.
So I'm all in. I'm with you. I don't know how there can be a pushback against it. I don't know why people are even concerned that he's going to return to the bench at some point. Ime Udoka would have to be an idiot to put him back on the bench.
That's not
at this
happening.
point.
Everyone knows that going forward, he's the guy, at least in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Jabari Smith, look, he's going to come off the bench. I think he'll be good as a role player. We'll see if he likes that and if he buys in. He knows it. I mean, I'm sure watching these games, he's like, I'm not replacing him in the starting lineup if I get healthy again.
No, if you want to make an argument for Jabari over someone else in the lineup, like, I'll listen to it, but not over Thompson. He's locked in.
And what's tough is that the guy that would be easiest to make the argument for him replacing the starting lineup made 10 threes last night and air humped Boston Garden.
So you're a Dylan Brooks fan now?
I do. You know what? You apologized for telling people he's a star. You didn't need to. I think this is the second time I've done this, but I want to make it more clear. I was right. I was wrong.
Wait,
Yeah,
were you right or wrong?
My brain hurt for a second.
Wow.
Mine does too.
I was wrong. You were right. You guys are smart.
Dylan Brooks.
I am dumb.
The villain.
I love Dylan the villain.
Let's go.
Brooks.
About
I
time.
apologize for being a Dylan Brooks hater
I-
before the season started. I will forever love Dylan Brooks.
I'll apologize for scoffing at that contract when it was first given. Because I did for a second. But at the same time, I was like, I'm sure I will love him eventually because he's the exact kind of basketball player I love, which is a troll.
Yeah, and my whole thing was like, what's the extra $4 million per year? Sure, give it to him. I don't care. Not my money.
Yeah.
Give it.
Yeah, they're not paying
Well, they
anyone
gotta pay
anyway.
somebody.
Yeah, it's either that or Jock Landale gets more money. I don't know.
From YouTube at Christopher Soriano says, with all the attention and love Amon Thompson's getting, do you think the team dynamics will be affected by players who are getting overlooked or not the same kind of love? They have Ime Udoka, so I don't believe that'll happen. They're also winning. If you're being a salty little whiny baby like Deontay Johnson during this, I mean, get out. Like, just get out. You can't show it publicly when things are going this well. Maybe if they hit a lull, and I'm sure they will. This is an insane start. And this stretch that they've just gone on where they've beaten the Cavs twice and the Celtics in a row.
Mhm.
2 of those games on the road.
There's no reason to complain. If they complain, you're right. Trade them. Get rid of them. Like they don't need to be here.
Yeah.
Like, and also
Put them in stocks. No, if you're complaining
Yeah.
while they're winning after all the crap this organization's put us through, you need to be put in stocks.
But the other
And
thing
watch
about-
the game in stocks.
But the other thing about Amen Thompson is that Dylan Brooks is not going to score 36 points every single night, but the buckets are there for everybody because of Amen Thompson. Like, this team might just be built on the idea that Amen is going to get his, and he is going to be a huge contributor to why. And there's going to be nights where Alpi, instead of having 11 points, he has 30 points. Or Jalen Green, he has 12 last night. There'll be nights where he has 40 points. Like, Fred VanVleet only scored 7 points in last night's game. So, like, there's going to be nights when these guys go off. It's going to be about feeding the hot hand and kind of building everything around this one guy in Şengün because they work so well together. And other guys will get theirs on any given night. And if everyone can accept that, then the Rockets can be a very good basketball team for the foreseeable future.
Are you telling me a 69 points from Dylan Brooks and Amen Thompson night is that unsustainable?
I mean,
36 points from
if-
Dylan Brooks.
if
is
Amen
insane.
Thompson goes for 60 and Dylan Brooks goes for 9,
Ooh.
maybe that happens.
But like, could you go like?
I don't know if he could do that because Thompson can't shoot from outside yet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is hard to get the
We hope he will
get the
eventually
high,
be able
super high numbers. Although, he's got 33 and he can't shoot.
to. Yeah, that's true.
It's just terrifying. I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to do comps and things like that, but it reminds me of like what people thought of Giannis and where his game could go if he developed a shot. Now, Giannis has never really developed that shot. He takes a bunch of them. They're terrible. I hope Amen Thompson never does that. But like, it's really the same thing. It's just like, if he can score 33 points, also with only shooting 8 free throws. So it's not like he's attacking the rim and just getting all of his points at the free throw line and really dominating in that way. He's just a highly efficient basketball player. So if everyone can just kind of, I don't know, get in line and just be part of the party, then the Rockets can do a lot of good things.
Yeah, I feel like we've done the like, what if all the guys that aren't good start getting pissed off at the guys who are good every time, Jalen Green has a few good games and it's Cam Whitmore and and when Alperen Şengün has a good there's no evidence that these guys actually like are like that.
Correct.
B, they're winning, and C, this is the first time any of them have ever won anything in the NBA.
And D, their coach isn't a pee pants.
Yeah.
I think their coach, more than the majority of coaches in the NBA, is someone who can check their ego. And I don't think there's many coaches left in the league that will do it. And since Udoka does have the pelts on the wall from his time in Boston, having made it to the finals with the Celtics very early, a lot earlier than I think people thought. I think people thought Brad Stevens moving aside is what's going to happen going forward.
Year one.
He was
finally.
better than Stevens ever was as a coach. And I think you got a good guy in charge, so that probably will not happen. From the 713-780-3776 on the HRP listener line. I don't know why I tossed to the phones as strangely as I did right there. Will has a thought on the Rockets. Will, what's up? You're on Golan and George, ESPN 97.5, 92.5.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? What's going on, Paul? Hey, man, long-time listener. Hey, I like the excitement. Paul, Star is Born, Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper.
Great movie.
Amon Thompson, best player on the team right now. Long-time Rockets fan. I've been sold on, older teams, Steve Francis and Cuttino Mobley. I remember going to the Compact Center and watching them boys play. No team, even James Harden, Chris Paul, no team can resemble what we got right now. So if you're not a Rockets fan, buy in now. This team plays defense. Everybody's locked in. Nobody is everybody on the team is contributing. Like Joe just touched on it. You had Jalen Green, bad night. Şengün, not so good. And we got two other people stepping up. They were trying to leave Tyrese Eason open. That dude had a few clutch shots. Dylan Brooks was offered 10 3-pointers. Everyone on his team is locked in. They believe in Udoka. So buy in right now. If you're not sold, don't be a homer. Buy into the team. This team is going to do great things. They keep playing like this.
Love the call. Appreciate it, Will. 713-780-3776 to call to text. Actual confession, and you guys know I'm a bit of a sports slut. Actual confession. Patriots and Celtics till I die. However, there were moments where I was envious that this is what Rockets fans get to enjoy for this specific night last night. I was just envious of, damn, an awakening like this on the road against the defending champs who are like, whoa, damn, because they just played them a couple of weeks ago. And for the result to be this compared to what it was then, something else. This is brought up. I think was this on the Twitch? Yeah, this is on the Twitch. This is from Trillix Gouda. That one play in the first quarter where Thompson got a rebound that was going out of bounds, just turns and slams the ball in one move. The crazy thing is, like, there are so many Amen Thompson highlights from last night. I don't even know which one to think of, but you're right, because that one early on, there was the other play where he came from behind and he blocked a Drew Holiday shot. He catches the ball before it goes out of bounds, somehow turns around and pirouettes and passes it in a way where it was like a really good outlet pass. And then 5 seconds later, he's underneath the basket, like fighting for a rebound. It's insane watching.
The alley-oop.
Yeah. There's another almost alley-oop too. I mean,
Yeah.
the amount of moments in the game where he does freakish stuff, it's getting to a point where it's expected, and that's star stuff.
Yeah.
When you're seeing someone do things no other player can do, like say Patrick Mahomes falling forward on his knees and throwing a touchdown pass to Travis Kelce like he did against the Texans a couple of weeks ago. Like, some guys are just special. And to me, Green, I've seen scorers like Green before. Şengün, I mean, we call him Baby Jokic. Thompson's doing stuff I feel like I haven't seen.
That's why it's different, because there's no comp. Like there's no player that does what he does at his size this early. It's not just that he's doing it. Like, this isn't year 5 of Amen Thompson, year 6 of Amen Thompson, where like he's one of the highest paid players in the league and is coming into his own. He's doing this at such a young age and without a huge skill set and not being able to shoot the ball at all from the 3-point line. But there's no comparison for him. Like, it's like if you want to do a comp, you have to like blend players together, because he's so athletic but he's also so good defensively at his size. Like, it's very, very unique. And to what Will said, like, if people aren't in on the Rockets yet, if you've been out since the bubble, which I know a lot of people were,
Understandable.
Totally understandable. The players, everything that
James
was going
Harden's
on,
fat suit saga.
like the fat suit saga was worse. The Rockets were a joke under Silas. If you're not in yet, there's no better time to get in now. Like, this is 20. I'm gonna say 2017 Astros. Like, I'm not saying they're gonna win the World Series, but like, it feels better than what 2015 was for the Astros.
Definitely not going to win the World Series.
Yes.
But yeah, no, this is, the like Paul was saying, where you're envious as a Celtics fan watching like the Rockets get to do this. It's because like right now they're in the position, like I said earlier, none of these guys have ever won anything, where you can celebrate 3 straight wins in January, and we're over the moon excited for this team.
Exactly. It's like the Texans last year.
Yes.
There's an excitement level because it's a bit of a honeymoon phase. And hey, enjoy this year because there's no expectations
Yeah.
and there's no really getting frustrated at it. Right now, everything is house money, and they have already, won
Yes.
to the degree where somebody on the casino floor might be coming over and double checking to see if you're counting cards or something.
Yeah, because there's nothing the Celtics can do in the regular season that will have their fans as excited as what Rockets fans feel right now. And even going back, like you said, if you haven't been a Rockets fan since James Harden in the bubble, it's even before then, the regular season was not enjoyable. Never mind the style of play, just the very fact that if the James Harden Rockets in 2017 went in and beat the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder, cool, no one cares doing the playoffs. That was the entire Rockets fan watching experience of the regular season basically since 2014.
Right.
2014 is the last time where it's regular season games are actually fun, and that's what the Rockets have right now.
Yeah, and I feel like this team is so different in every capacity in which the style of basketball they play that even how we say same old Texans with this team, even though it's totally different with D'Amico and CJ, it's the same end result. If this Rockets team doesn't make some incredible run this year, we're not going to be saying same old Rockets.
Yeah.
I do think people's expectations are going to start to change soon about you got to at least get out of the first round at a minimum.
The playoffs just have to begin. And honestly, I think it's going to take care of itself. I already feel pretty good about their chances in the first round against whoever they play. Is there anyone in the West that truly scares you? And just given the way that the West went last year, where Minnesota looked like the team and then started underachieving late, Dallas snuck their way into the finals, Denver seemed like they ran out of gas, and right now, it's all on Jokic to essentially average 37 points a game or whatever ridiculous number he's averaging. He's going to win the MVP this year. The West is more open than you would think, and I think it's totally fair to start even thinking crazy things is this going to be one of those weird ass years that comes out of nowhere and they actually are able to make it all the way? You can start entertaining that right now, much like you should be saying Amen Thompson's a star. I want to go to a comment. This is an interesting one. Slopez69, who had said Amen's Giannis body with prime Russ athleticism, said this: Amen will end up being the Jordan of this draft class. Wemby will be Olajuwon. And I saw this tweet from Adam Spillane last night. It's funny to think back at the despair the fan base felt after falling to 4th in the 2023 lottery. Oh, I remember, because I thought it meant James Harden was going to come back. I had an effing meltdown on the air. A bunch of Spurs fans were coming after me on YouTube, just trolling my ass. Not only did the Rockets miss out on Wemby, but they missed out on Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson too. Yeah, everyone was all on Scoot. Mm-hmm. And now they've stumbled into somebody who, you did not expect to be doing the things that literally separate him from the entirety of the effing league. But that's what you have in Amen Thompson.
I probably won't go as far as saying he's going to be better than Victor Wembanyama, because it feels like he's going to be one of the greatest players to ever touch a court.
Win, bitch.
But you're right. But the satisfaction
French
from
stay losing
the lottery night itself, to where Victor Wembanyama celebrated that the Rockets did not get the first pick. The fact that you got Amen Thompson because of a coin flip that you lost. You were tied for lottery position with the Spurs. They did a coin flip, and the Spurs ended up with the lottery ball that ended up winning the whole thing, and that's why they got Wemby. You got the best player, and this is a Paul victory lap for you, man, of the tanking and everything. And it's why tanking is stupid and why drafts don't matter, because it's
really a crapshoot.
It is a crapshoot, man. No one then thought Amen, honestly, was a better pick than Brandon Miller and Scoot.
No one did. Everyone was like, we're not even sure which Thompson brother we want.
Exactly. Because we never seen them play, because they play in the overtime elite, which no one on planet Earth watches besides the biggest of basketball nerds. And even you listen to Ryan Russillo.
This is a big day for them. Honestly, this is a big day for overtime elite. Are people going to start watching now and looking for the next Amen Thompson?
Definitely not.
That was my first question, honestly.
But it is it's a huge luck of the draw. And the Rockets, they really won the lottery that night, besides getting Wemby. It's incredible.
So they came in second in the lottery.
That's okay.
By finishing 4th.
Yeah.
Tell me something, boy. Amen Thompson, he brings me joy. I'm falling. Still rooting for the Celtics, but now I'm kind of jealous of him. I'm on the deep end. Okay, I'll stop.
I didn't know if you were gonna go for that.
We're gonna keep working on the
I'm
lyrics.
also
Are we gonna keep
jealous.
working?
But a star's been born. A star has been born, ladies and gentlemen, and they thems.
Yeah,
I don't think you have to do that.
I don't think you had to do that anymore.
Well, I'm progressive. You got what? What? Oh, the new guy comes into office. I got to start being an a-hole. No,
By law.
no. Oh, wait, fair point. Fair point. Well, if I'm not deported by ICE or the word police,
Get ready to go back to Montreal, buddy.
713-780-3776 to call, to text if you want to talk about the Rockets. That was an awesome win last night, and I think Ahmed Thompson officially a star.